chanting. It wouldn't have been a 2-hour send-off for Burko, and it wouldn't have been weird bits of paper with silence.
You couldn't make out. And Njambi McGrath, are Remainers finding it a bit harder to see the funny side at the moment?
I think everybody has reached saturation point. You know, it's just become so toxic from either front that is, you know, the old saying that if you argue with a fool, nobody will notice the difference. So nobody who knows who is the fool and who is telling the truth anymore. And it's just become so toxic. So, and actually people are fed up of listening to it because it's all from all fronts.
Brexit is no longer comedy box office.
It's very difficult because people, and the moment you mention Brexit, people are like, oh.
It's not changing as well. For a joke to stay funny, you need to have something new to say, but it's sort of been in like a holding pattern for about 3 years. So in a way, it's quite static.
It's become quite ridiculous in so many ways that, and the major players are basically just saying anything that comes to mind. That it's just become from both sides just totally incredible to, you know, swallow.
Well, but Boris Johnson, you know, we spent years sort of being entertained by him when he went on Have I Got News for You. Now that he's in number 10, is he beyond satire, do you think?
Well, I think in a way, perhaps that's one of his appeals. One thing I do notice is that in terms of the sort of commentariat, to put to I can't think of a better word than that, is that there's a difference outside of it, is what I'm getting at. You know, in June, the Tories were as low as 17% in the polls, and now they're as high as 35%. That's not high by historical standards. So something's happening there. He's connecting with people on a certain level. He's kind of, for him, he's kept the comedy dialed down. And maybe even he recognises this is no time for Latin or dodgy analogies.
Although he was unintentionally funny when you know, had the police behind him, and you know, one of the police officers fainted, and you know, he was slightly flustered about that, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, there's no change to that. I've had that at a gig as well, that somebody fainted in the audience. And you know, if you are of a comic disposition, the intention is, to be honest, at that moment, one of the most tense things was, is he going to say something genuinely awful at this point? I think for him, he actually handled it with reasonably good grace.
Hiding behind the sofa. A lot of people laughed at, you know, Jacob Rees-Mogg reclining in the Commons. Lots of memes that cropped up after that. That was a genuinely funny moment, wasn't it?